Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 11th episode of Hunter x Hunter. Now, last episode, it was a little bit awkward the way we were trying to finish off Kurapika's match because we had Majitani who may have been dead, may have been conscious, may have been unconscious, nobody really knew. Aside from, Liru, I guess. But that was a chance for them to waste time, which they definitely did waste some time, but Leorio was able to figure that out eventually. Basically just made the opponent have a reason to want to reveal his status, It was all pretty weird, but basically where we're at now is we have 2 victories on our side and 1 loss, I believe it was. Let's see. Yeah, the 1 loss was, one guy, and then Goen won, and Kurapika won. And now Leorio's up. So yeah, we're in a pretty good spot right now, but Leorio, he's up next, and so far he's losing. He has 20 hours to 80, so hopefully he can come back from that, and let's see if that's the case. 3, 2, 1, play. I'm definitely curious what we bet next. Yeah, that's a good time to reveal that. Before you drop to your death. That is definitely a problem. Yeah, and that's a scary thought. Your opponent with more points getting to choose. Trouble with the gamble. That's the question. I don't think that's the case. Off with the cups. And off with everything else. The sound effect. She definitely is. Just kind of want to grab the side hair. I'm sure he is. I kind of assumed she'd be fairly cute with the voice and everything. What? Did I read that right? I hope I didn't read that right. Yeah, clearly. Don't mess with me. I hope that's not the case, but you can never be too sure. There's no way. This is a very risky gamble. Probably the riskiest gamble of all. Oh, damn. Uh, this is not fair. This isn't fair at all. That, this... Why did Leo have to be the one in this battle? Why? Oh, Gon. Yeah, of course. Gotta check. Oh, Gon. Yeah, that's the reasoning right there. I really can't blame him, so I'm not even gonna say anything. Yeah. It's pretty simple, really. But we gotta check, so... Yes, we have to be sure. You can't just take your word for it, we have to check. Is this the only visual we're gonna get of this? Because I was hoping for more. Well, those were... those were 10 points worth well spent. Well, that wasn't fair, so... But we're not doing well right now. Well, he's happy, at least. Maybe he'll have a fail in the exam, but I think he's a winner in some regards. I'm never gonna wash his hand. Can't believe that actually happened. I don't think we're gonna beat that. That was pretty great. I knew there was no chance she was a guy. Yeah, come on, Leorio. That would be a bad thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something to suggest, but I got nothing. Well, that is obvious. I see where you're going with that, but no, that's too obvious. Because, you know, she would have to check. Yes, you do. You look like 24. No, apparently she doesn't agree. Okay, I guess that's fine. Why does Leorio do anything he does? Oh. Well, that's a little bit reassuring, I guess. Well, this is a bit more important, so hopefully this also works out. Seriously? You don't need to do that. Yeah, but why? It's pretty luck based, so you can't be that confident. Yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense. I guess she just really likes the thrill of gambling that much. I've watched Kakegurui, so I get that sort of. And just mind games in general, I guess. Is it really? Yeah, because the other 2/3 are a tie and victory. Well, obviously he'll pick rock because right now he's hard as a rock, so... So it'd be easy to predict. She really is cute, though. Like, I can't not think about that now. No, you can't. You can manipulate people to do what you want, maybe, but you can't read minds. Yeah. Don't fall for it. But yeah, he's always gonna do rock. A tie. Rock is the most common because it takes the least amount of effort. Yeah. Put it better than I did, than I could have. Count on that 2/3. Well, it can be, but it's usually just a luck game for most people. Yeah. Well, that was obvious. You even figured out the route. Well, clearly. It's actually a good point. That probably would be smarter to do if you really could do that. Good thing she can't actually read minds. But that didn't make it feel any better. It really didn't. You're a mean girl. You really do wear your emotions on your face. Yeah, Leora just needs to outsmart her, you know, it's not that hard. Does that sound like a command to you? Go ahead and try. We really are in full mind game territory at this point. Well, then stop thinking and then just make it random. Oh. Well. That sucks. I want to be happy for you because you're so adorable, but you're the enemy. Yeah, that's the worst thing. That puts us pretty far behind. Well, at least my prediction was right about Leorio losing. I guess that's something I could get some happiness from a little bit. Not a lot. Well, that's not a horrible. Okay. So I guess I didn't take the subtraction into consideration. That makes more sense. So yeah, it's still not, you know, it's still doable with that much time, but... Is that Owenheim back there? Rock, paper, scissors is a hunter vocabulary? Sure, why not? I mean, yeah, Killer was good at fighting. Well, you didn't, so... Yeah. uh, well, no kidding. Don't underestimate Killua too much. He's definitely not bad. But currently the status is a tied score, but a lot of lost time. He is a big man. Oh, there's like veins on his arms. Do you really want to die that much? I more or less expected something like that. But yeah, I think we fully established that Majitani is a moron at this point. Jeez. I think you get the idea. You're strong. He recognizes him? Oh, that's definitely not encouraging. You really can't afford another loss, though. Man, that's like that's a huge sentence. Yeah, let's not let this guy out of jail. I believe that. I saw what he did to that wall. In that Kajitani. That could be taken different ways. At least let Killua have a chance at it. I bet he tries not to. But yeah, we're probably not gonna get to this fight this episode. I'm sure it's gonna be a straightforward, you know, deathmatch. Of course, you just want to kill people, don't you? I don't think the assassin boy is gonna be that scared of that. I do love the little bit of a surprise on his face. Yeah, let's see how that goes. He might be harder to grab than you might think. Didn't already kill him, did he? Oh, wow. I think the match might be over. I'm not sure exactly what he did to him, but... Oh. That is pretty terrifying. You can move pretty well for a guy without a heart. But, yeah. So, Lirio, do you have any words you'd like to say? See, Killua's not a bad guy, he gave the heart back. Well then I feel stupid now, think we wouldn't even get to the fight this episode. Yeah, you want to come in? The water's fine. You are one scary child. Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. You don't know, he's an assassin boy. Which Leorio clearly did not know. Now that it is opponents. Daima, yeah. Okay, I was hoping he'd say that. So yeah, what now? Okay, so that's how it works. That's fine. It sounds immensely boring, but makes sense. But okay. Like, I assumed Kilo would win that fight, but I didn't think it would be that short. It's like the exact opposite of Kurapika's fight. Well, we have another person that passed. Yeah, our group's gonna be pretty far behind. No, you're not. Did you really think you were? I can believe it. Well, hope somebody brought a Nintendo DS or a Nintendo Switch or something. It's actually not a bad room. I was expecting more of a jail cell type of room, but it's got a fridge and stuff. You know, pulling his heart out of his chest in a bag. Well, I didn't see anything happen, so... It's a cool trick. Well, that's a line. Probably, but... That would be very skillful. I would love to see that. I'm glad he's on our side. We're gonna sit in this room for 2 days. A chance to get to know each other, I suppose. I assume we'll have at least one episode dedicated to this hanging around the room. You know, a chance for some slice of life bits. At least they have a TV and books. It's really not a bad room. Obviously, it feels a little bit like a jail cell, because, I mean, it is, but it's like a luxury jail cell, I guess you could say. Yeah, that was a good episode. I definitely like that. It obviously could have ended better for our main team here. The time loss is a big deal. But it's something we can't overcome. Just the screaming. Although, yeah, now that Hisoka has finished, he has nothing to really do except wait for everybody else to finish, so I guess there will be other people that have to just sit there and wait. And I don't know if they have a TV and stuff there, so... But since Hisoka was still sitting there when the others showed up, I assume they have to wait there for everybody else. So... waiting all around. Okay, that was the 11th episode of Hunter x Hunter. And this episode, it was definitely quite something. It really was. So obviously last episode, you know, Kurapika finished off his fight, and we started off with the Oreo stuff, and Leorio lost his first bet against Liu in their first bet, so that's when really turned the tables into an 80-20 battle, which was bad, but I figured Leorio might be able to at least come back a little bit from there, but no, he just kept losing more and more points until it was over, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, pretty much the way it went was the first gamble was, it was, you know, Liu's turn to pick, and I had no idea what she would pick, really. I couldn't even venture a guess. And if I did guess, I definitely wouldn't have guessed it correctly. Her bet was whether or not she was a man or a woman. So that was pretty surprising because no matter how you look at her, she's a very cute girl. Like, no, there's no way she's a guy. But Leorio, he was definitely on the fence about it, considering the possibility that she is a tranny, but, you know, I think deep down he knew that it wasn't the case. However, he bet that she was a man because, well, if that was the case, he could check to make sure, and that's what he did. He lost a bet, but he won the personal battle there, so that was pretty great. I just wish we could have seen a bit more of what actually happened there instead of just the metaphorical visuals of him going to Cloud 9. But, you know, the best part of that whole thing was probably just Gon's, you know, his innocence. It's like, what do you mean? How do you know? How did you know he would do that? Just, yeah, because Gon wouldn't get that stuff. That was pretty funny. Because Leorio is a teenager, as we discussed, even in this episode. So, you know, it'd be really hard for him to resist that kind of temptation, and that clearly was the case. But that was pretty great, pretty funny. Did not really expect that kind of stuff in this show. Not at all. But the third bet total. The third bet was Leorio's turn again, and he opted for rock, paper, scissors, you know? Apparently he's just a king of originality there. But, yeah, that did not end too well for him, because he's up against a betting master. She's very good at the mind games, you know, the gambling mentality. She lives for that sort of thing, so, you know, she basically leveraged that as best she could. Even doing something like, I'll bet, you know, like 80 points. She says that because, well, because of the mental attack it was on Leorio. And it's not like she would actually lose. Just, you know, she knows she's not going to lose this because she's up against Leorio, who has lost the other 2 rounds, you know. She really doesn't believe he's going to win. Very low chance to win, so you might as well just make that extra damage there to kind of slip the odds in your favor just a bit more. Of course, if Leorio did by some miracle win, she would have been in trouble, but which is how I actually thought it was going to go. And then, you know, but nah. Now, Leorio, he got a tie and then he got a loss. There's not much to say on it beyond that, but yeah, apparently it's not as much of a luck-based game as it could be. I still think it is for most average people, but for people that have a lot of riding on it, it becomes more a bit of a mind game. But yeah, that's how he lost, but he got tied up, which meant that Killua in his match had to win. But Leorio was not very confident in Killua, just not even in the slightest. Which makes sense, as opposed to Gon, who's like best friends with Killua, has talked to him a lot, learned about his childhood. He's still a child. But, you know, his backstory and stuff like that, Gon, you know, he has that about Killua, but Leorio doesn't. I'm trying to think of how many interactions Leorio has had with Killua, and I don't think it really was very many. I don't think they've talked very much, so yeah, Leorio wouldn't know anything about that. Which, you know, for some reason I didn't really consider that, but as he was talking to him, I just kind of assumed he would know. Like, I just assumed they just kind of had these talks off screen, but no, he did not know. Gon was the only one that knew. Which meant that Leorio was like, no, Killua, no, you can't do this. He's like a mass murderer. He'll slaughter you. He'll crush you with his manly iron grip. You don't want to go in there. Trust me, Killua, it's bad. But little did Leorio know. But yeah, he was a bit of a scary individual. He just like breaking the wall, slamming poor Majitani against it. You know, Majitani really is an idiot. Just, what did you have to gain by trying to act like a tough guy to him, you know, after you lost your match? You know, like, he had nothing to gain from that and everything to lose if he was tougher than he thought he was. It was just, Majitani's a bit of a moron. It's the real takeaway there. Probably the stupidest of the enemies there. But anyway, I don't remember his name, but, you know, the mass murderer. He walked into the field after getting a bit of his backstory about how he just likes to kill people and hear them scream and all that good stuff, you know. Who doesn't, really? But yeah, Killua not even the least bit intimidated, which, you know, the guy actually, when he noticed that Killua wasn't even remotely scared, not even an ounce of fear in Killua, he was actually a little bit taken aback. It was, you know, subtle, of course, but he knew something was there, but he did not quite realize who he was up against. Killua just briskly walked by him, stuck his sharp fingernails into the guy's chest, pulled out his heart, put it in a baggie, continued to walk away, and said, "Hey, you missing this?" And he's like, "What? Oh, there's a hole in my chest. My heart. Give me back my heart." Yeah. And then he just kind of collapsed. And then Killua, being the nice guy that he is, just kind of put it back in his hand. You know, he only borrowed the heart for a minute. He was gonna give it back. Don't be such a drama queen about it. But yeah, with that, he ended up winning the match, and they ended up winning just in general. However, it's definitely a bit of a bittersweet victory there because they did lose a massive amount of time. I was a little bit confused at first because when they asked about how much time they had left, the guy said like 59 hours or whatever. It was like, oh, well, that's a lot left. They shouldn't have that much after losing 50 hours, but then they kind of elaborated to that. No, that's what they had before the subtraction. Once they actually get the subtraction, it's only like 9 or 10 hours or so. So that's definitely a problem. Definitely a problem. But hey, they get to hang out in this room and talk and supposedly, strategize and stuff. So, that's not all that bad. Maybe they could really come together as a team. Maybe they'll get the one scumbag to be a bit more of a team player if they have enough time to talk to him. Tell him to stop living his life incorrectly and all that good stuff. It's a possibility. But yeah, this was a really good episode. I liked it. We got to see Killua being cool. We got to see Leorio being Leorio. We got to see, Lee Roots reveal how cute she was and how silly and adorable she is. Like I liked her quite a bit. I was almost on her side cheering for her after she won, but I caught myself the last like no, that she's the enemy. I'm supposed to be with these guys. But yeah, she was just so happy when she won. I just wanted to be happy for her, but I feel so conflicted. But it was also funny that one guy did not want to get in the ring with Killua. Was like, nope, I'm good. I'm good. And then we just kind of left. But yeah, next episode, I do assume we'll spend a lot, if not the entire next episode, in that room and talk about various things. Not sure what we'll talk about exactly, but, it's a good chance to take a bit of a break, before we get to the next segment of the test. I don't know what else is left. We have this little tournament arc here, which is cool, but what else is left? I mean, it's not just going to be you just walk down the path until you get there. Surely there'll be some more conflicts before they get to the exit, but I don't think it would be another tournament thing like that. Like with Hisoka, all we saw was his battle with that one guy, but I don't know exactly what else he did besides that. Like, I'm sure there was more than just that Hisoka had to do. So yeah, I'm curious what more they'll have to run into before they finish the exam. But hopefully they're able to get past any obstacles that go in their way and they are able to pass. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.